Duke and Michel were sucked into another giant, windy, pitch-black vortex. They were thrown around in it like rag dolls, not that they noticed, as they were both fast asleep. After a considerable time of being swished around, the dark became light, and they entered into another atmosphere, in a land full of bright colours and food-shaped landscapes. The whooshing air eased, and they touched down, asleep, upon a mint-green turnip field. Nearby, a blinding white light struck, forcing a round electric car to skid, lose control, and hurtle into a tree dripping with watery spinach. A tall, skinny and suited man using a cane emerged out of the crashed car. The suited man whipped out a pair of sunglasses and put them on.
"Curly, what in bloomin' roses are you playing at?" the tall, skinny man said, with his hand covering his mouth. "You know you must speak with your hand over your gob, and you must never, I said never, show your choppers. Look what you've gone and done to me 4 wheels."
The suited man limped over to Curly, a man who was also wearing sunglasses, but had curly brown hair and a curly-shaped body.
"I'm sorry, Mr. Kane,"
Curly said. He spoke in a dreary, monotone voice.
"What you be staring at, Curly?"
Curly pointed at the sleeping Duke and Michel.
"Hey, by gum!"
"I saw them floating down."
Curly grinned. His ultra-white teeth glistened and gave off a white light so bright that it seemed like a nuclear bomb had just exploded.
"Stop it, Curly!"
Michel began to stir. He actually felt pretty well rested, but still not 100%. He stretched and yawned himself awake, and saw that he was waking up in an ice cream parlour filled with floating dry ice.
"Good milky morning,"
said a muscular, blue-coloured man with wrap-around shades.
"I'm Mallow Man. Welcome to my ice cream parlour."
Michel squinted, then rubbed his eyes. He was still not back in his bedroom. Although he was beginning to accept that all this was seemingly real, he still half expected to wake up at home and tell his mum about the weirdest dream he had ever had. He surveyed his new habitat. He was lying down on a long white sofa that was across from an ultra-long and frosty ice cream bar that had a mirror behind it. Neon signs were littered around the place spelling out Mallow Man's Ice Cream Parlour. It was much more normal here, at the moment. Michel's arm was itchy. Then, to his horror, he saw that he was hooked up to a drip filled with some dark orange liquid. Duke was lying on the floor next to the sofa, also waking up, and he too was hooked up to a drip filled with a dark orange liquid. "Duke!" Michel blinked his eyes a few thousand times. Not really, but it was a lot in a short amount of time. Duke looked up at Michel, startled. "You're orange!" Michel shouted.
"So are you!"
Duke shouted back. Michel jumped up and stared at the mirror behind the ice cream bar. "I am! Yo, what's happening? Why are we orange?" Mallow Man tapped the bags full of the dark orange liquid.
"Carrot juice to waken you up. Mr. Kane and Curly found you 2 ice lollies dead asleep over by a turnip field."
Duke looked up at Mallow Man.
"Oh, my minty lamb chops. My vision's been affected too. You look blue." "Why, I am blue. I spend a lot of time in fridges and freezers. You see, 2 of you are out for count. Out for blooming count, I say. If it weren't for Curly smiling and making me crash, I'd never have met you and be able to bring you here," Mr. Kane informed them.
"Thank you. I like to help,"
Curly said in his monotone voice that made Michel sleepy again.
"What a joyful fellow you sound."
"That's so sweet of you to say."
Curly smiled, causing a massively bright streak of white light. Everybody dived and covered their eyes.
"Curly, cover your blooming gob,"
Mr. Kane screamed.
"Oops the daisy."
"What was that?"
"Curly's crunches,"
Mallow Man answered. "Why doesn't anybody speak plain English any more?" Duke asked.